How's it going? Welcome back. Today I will be showing what I think is possibly the best loadout for dealing with the Predator strain. Currently they are only available on Fort Rock at the time of recording this video, which is really unfortunate because that is an awful planet to deal with them on. So for my primary I took the crossbow, for my secondary I took the Ultimatum, and then for my grenades, I took the gas grenades. Now I also take the Stalwart, the Warp Pack, the Orbital Napalm Barrage, and the Patriot Mech Suit. Now I'm going to go into reasons for all of this, but as per usual, I'm going to talk about my typical thoughts immediately upon starting the mission. Land next to POI, we look at this. I should look at my map and look around for objectives. I do want to clear out any of the bugs nearby just in case any of them get any funny ideas about calling a breach or something. When I grab my Stalwart, first thing I do is turn up the RPM. Now I look at my map, that is definitely Shrieker Towers down there. So I'm pretty comfortable in saying that's Shrieker Towers. I double check my RPM for some reason. I throw my resupply that way because I actually couldn't tell. I was looking for objectives on the map, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Now I'm just going and clearing out all the bugs here. But why do I bring the things I do? Well, the Predator strain is very, very good chasing you because there is a ton of stalkers, which are faster than you by a lot, and a ton of hunters, which are already probably the best unit for chasing you in the game. I could see that patrol coming on my minimap, so I toss a gas grenade that way. And I start heading towards this large heavy nest probably first. I can't tell if it's a heavy nest yet or what. I try and ping the spore spewer through the trees. There we go. So this is a heavy nest. This is 10 bug holes. With the crossbow, first thing you do. Okay. Now that's very close to a death. The Predator strain, when they get behind you, can kill you so unbelievably fast. You have to be always vigilant, always watching. Now, that bug came from when I tossed that grass grenade to that patrol. Obviously, I missed one or two of them. That's why I use the Stalwart, because you can kind of just hold the trigger and sweep in a line of where that bug that's pouncing towards you is, and you will knock them out of the pounce. Basically, the vast majority of bugs you're going to meet on this front are light pen, are weak to light pen. So the Stalwart becomes incredibly good because you can kill so many of them. There I drop a grenade at my feet and then warp away, but as you can see, you can just jump back and then just shoot as many of them as you want real quick. I dropped Orbital Napalm on the first breach that I saw. Orbital Napalm is very, very good for dealing with bug breaches. It's good on the normal front for bugs, and it's good on Predator strain as well. Normally, I don't use it a lot because I feel like I feel the game is a little easy. And so I want to try and move away from using things that make the game even easier, like Orbital Napalm, because it is very, very good. However, Predator strain is unforgiving. They are one of my favorite factions to fight against, and they will get you. They take no prisoners. If they can get behind you, if your attention lapses just once, they will kill you. Now that would probably be like made significantly better by like running heavier armor, but I am a light armor enthusiast. That guy goes right into Narnia because of the glitch where if you're running uphill, they just phase out of existence when they pounce. But I'm prioritizing these bug holes. Sure, I could be getting a lot of kills by shooting these bolts down into that cluster of bugs, but we don't have a lot of time. We have a lot of objectives to do. I start calling down a mech suit because I know that the next breach is going to come down soon. Now that throw was god-awful. I think it bounced. I can't tell for sure, but I'm pretty sure it bounced off that big rock, because this throw is really bad. I switched back to the Stalwart. I was able to stop the pounce on one of them, because if I had gotten pounced on by one of them, or gotten pounced on by both of them, I would have died. But I was able to stop the pounce of at least one. And then I immediately warp in, rush to my mech suit, and we can finish up this nest. There's just 2 bug holes left. We should be able to use this mech to finish this out, take this nest, and then finish out the spore spewer as well, and then start heading towards our next objective. Now, why did I put together this loadout? Well, This is about as safe as you can get, in my opinion. You have 3 mechs, and then you have an unlimited amount of orbital napalm barrages. You want to use the orbital napalm barrages for bug breaches, and you want to use the mechs for bug breaches. And this will keep you pretty damn safe for a large portion of the game where you don't have to be constantly aware and head on a swivel. Then the Stalwart and the Warp Pack is to make sure that when you don't have your mech and you are vulnerable, you have the mobility to stay ahead, to run, to get away from enemies that are desperately trying to kill you at all times. And they are very, very good at it. They can kill you in like one quick barrage of attacks before you can even realize what's going on. You never ever want your attention to lapse against this faction. Never get cocky. Never, just always do the most efficient possible objective. Don't play around. They will kill you. They are good at doing so. That is why they are probably my favorite faction to fight, because they're one of the most unforgiving feeling factions in the game. Or sub-factions, sorry. Here I'm trying to kill a Spore Charger just because the limited visibility, especially against this faction, does not feel great. And then I'll probably turn to prioritize the Bile Titan. I do believe I was able to get him to hit Bleed Out down there, maybe? If not, we'll kill him when he shows his face up ahead. Now, the Stalker, the little hunters, you can normally kind of ignore some of them in when you're in a mech. The problem with specifically Predator Strain is that the hunters, or pouncers, or whatever I forget they're called, the little like black and red ones down at my feet, they do that acid attack, which deals explosive damage, which the mech is significantly weaker to. So they are a high priority to kill. You don't want anything wailing on your mech against the sub-faction. You want to kill absolutely everything. So that is the goal with each and every mech, is to just hold down the fucking trigger and kill everything that comes near you. But this is very good for bug breaches, for large objectives. Anytime you know you're going to need to hold an area, you either want to have an orbital napalm barrage down or a mech. Here I'm running out of ammo, so I'm starting to use the rockets. But yeah, that is the goal. I'm fully out of ammo, so we want to head towards my resupply, because we just finished up, or we never finished reloading, and we have 1 stim left. We can grab the resupply and start heading up to this objective. This is an okay start. Heavy Nest and Spore Spew are out immediately. I am kind of looking around for more objectives at this point, but we want to get going on the main objective. So why is Predator Strain so punishing? They are constantly on top of you. They deal more damage than normal. They are very unforgiving. There is really very little time to breathe, which is why I brought gas grenades, because they will give you that time to breathe. It prevents them from flanking you constantly, from running around, getting on top of you. It gives you just more space. Like, you see how much damage that attack did? Even with me, I keep fumbling the napalm barrage, and it is brutal. I did a double warp there to make sure I had enough space to get the napalm barrage off, and I was already stimmed, so I didn't really have to worry about losing more health from it. But I brought Vitality Booster. I normally bring Experimental Infusion, but Vitality Booster is better because the amount of times you can get just attacked from the back from a sneaky thing. You can see, like, the paranoia is setting in. That sweep to my left where I just turn and start shooting in that direction because I just feel like something might be there. Now, the dangerous part about this build is the fact that we're using the crossbow. The crossbow, normally you want like a sidearm that can kind of cover its weaknesses, which is like close range on top of you combat. But the way we're treating this build is more like the Stalwart is the primary and the crossbow is the secondary. Which means if you die with this build, it can be incredibly punishing because you can be left with just the crossbow and you have no way to defend yourself because you have the Ultimatum as your secondary. You have nothing for close range combat. So it is like very paramount that if you die with this build, you want to like hug your teammate and make sure he's protecting the both of you, because getting back the Stalwart after you've dropped it can be really, really brutal. That, or if you can land away from your stuff and then recall the Stalwart on top of you. But it can be very brutal. Although The warp pack does make the crossbow a little safer because you can warp backwards and use the crossbow as needed. I haven't showcased it yet because a lot of times I am going to be using the Stalwart, as I said, treating it more of a primary and a kind of one-size-fits-all solution to any bug that comes near us. And I want to basically just shoot anything and everything that moves. I do pop their head. Oh, well, I mean, this would have been a good opportunity to use the crossbow because it's one bolt to kill all the warriors. But the Stalwart is also still very good. I didn't use the crossbow because I was reloading it. So, gas grenades, they give you that breathing room, that space to breathe. See, I'm throwing it on that upcoming patrol because they're probably going to path into me here. And I just need a little bit more time. I don't really expect the gas grenade to kill everything there. I just need more time to make sure this objective is done and I can get out of here and move on to the next thing. I do, as always, prioritize trying to snipe out the heads of alpha commanders. We do finally get this this objective done, and we start heading away from here. I love the warp pack. It makes you a lot faster. It allows you to at least somewhat be able to get away from some of these enemies. Now, you always want to aim center mass on all of these enemies because for stalkers, their head is like in the center of their body. So aiming center mass is like it is ideal for the fastest time to kill because their head is kind of centered. For the pouncers, they're just so quick that it doesn't really make sense to aim for the head. You just always want to aim center mass to make sure you're getting bullets on target because it will stagger them and then kind of allow the rest of the Stalwart's bullets to hit with the increased fire rate. I am running from this bug breach. I don't think I had anything on cooldown. Maybe I had napalm. I think it was still on cooldown though. And we are just trying to. We're constantly doing this game of run back and then cover my own ass, where I like run back a little bit, turn, shoot some of the enemies that are staying on top of my tail. There I throw a grenade because I can see just the sheer amount of them coming. There's a lot. But I'm always running, warping, and then just firing behind me to kill these as often as possible. Here, I was like, okay, we have enough breathing room to where I can use the ultimatum to kill the bile. The other big thing was that there was no more trees. Now, the ultimatum will typically 2-tap biles to the body, or it'll 1-tap them to the face. So there, I took my time, tried to make sure I got every single bile to the face because I had limited ammo, and we took out all 3 of them. I throw another gas grenade because I can see on my minimap that there are more enemies making their way through the bile corpses, but I don't really want to worry about that. So I drop the gas grenade and I start heading towards the next main objective. Because with this mission type, I am terrified of not being able to full clear. I'm terrified of like losing and just like dying repeatedly, getting into a death loop, dropping the Stalwart, because there's so many of them and they are so oppressive. So I'm trying to play as fast as possible. I want to prioritize the main objective. We can get done what we can get done as we move through the mission, but the priority is going to be main objective until I feel like I have some breathing room. But that is very few and far between. So here I'm running down to the next sub-objective of the main objective. I can see that there's a Shrieker Tower there. I can see that there's something else down there. It kind of looks like LiDAR. It's hard to tell. You always want to make sure your Stalwart is like reloaded. If it's a good rule of thumb is just if it goes into the red on ammo, you just want to reload it kind of then and there. Well, as long as you're not being chased. If you're being chased, shoot it until it's empty, and then throw a grenade like as needed. Just do your best to make sure you're never like caught with your needing to reload. Here I want to drop resupply because I think I'm coming up on the LiDAR maybe. Oh no, it is just a it's a minor place of interest, but we're coming up on it. I use the crossbow because it's stealthier. I originally wanted to call my Patriot Mech Suit here because I knew that the Shrieker Towers were going to be an objective I could take here, and the Mech Suit would make that a lot easier. So I'm kind of stocking up. I know I just called resupply, but this is not a terrible thing to do, to just pick up more stuff. Now, stims are in high demand against this faction, so I don't grab the stim boxes because getting 4 stims off of 1 pickup is pretty good, especially when I'm more worried about running out of stims than ammo. I run back over to my resupply to get the 2 extra stims potentially. I start running over here because I'm curious to see how close the Spore Spewer is and if I can take it out with the Ultimatum. But I can see that that's not going to be the case because I aggro this this little light nest, and they call a bug breach. So I drop a Orbital Napalm, I think. Nope, I put it away. I saw the smoke for the bug breach, but they never actually called it. So I guess we are chilling for now. See, like, one of those on top of you can kill you so unbelievably fast. You have to be careful at all times. Now they finally call bug breach. I throw Orbital Napalm. You can tell that my ability to play stealthily is no longer available because of the amount of Shriekers in the sky. Once you're close enough and have been detected, the Shriekers will pretty much spawn non-stop. And here, we're just trying to get away. I grab one of those boxes of stins that I left for earlier, and I am just laying into all of the enemies chasing me. And this is pretty much how you have to play, with the Stalwart on the max fire rate and just using as many rounds as necessary to kill the hordes of enemies after you at all times. Now this is a very nice little bug nest to come across with the crossbow. Takes 2 seconds. We get to the Spore Spewer. We use the Ultimatum, take that out, and then we still have the Shrieker nests, and you can see them through the fog right there. I try and ping them. It doesn't work, but it doesn't really matter because I am probably going to call my Patriot Mech Suit in a second to deal with them anyways. We are... Oh, that grenade was kind of whiffed because I was trying to keep my eyes on that guy to make sure he wasn't able to get a follow-up attack. But it doesn't matter. I was able to play around the mistakenly thrown grenade a little bit. And I think I actually am trying to run up here to call the Hell Bomb. Now, there's a lot of Shriekers in the sky. So what you want to do is you want to get up here. And when you call the Hell Bomb, you want to call it in the middle. And then you want to keep moving, either in like a circle or keep dodging / going prone. Like whatever it needs to keep your head safe. Now, I throw gas on that side so that I have time for when the Hell Bomb comes down to arm it. You can see I'm killing the enemies showing up. I'm killing a couple of Shriekers because I don't want to get kind of like wombo comboed while I'm trying to put in this. This guy comes up through the gas on that side, and I kind of realize, okay, maybe I need to kill a couple of them. And then I'm like, okay, we need to do this as fast as possible. Get that done, warp away, and just basically run. Now the Shrieker's nest is dead, we can start focusing on killing the Shriekers in a little bit. I do start heading towards main objective because resupply is up. I should call it in just a moment. I am prioritizing shooting the Alpha Commander heads. There is Shrieker nest all done. I am taking a little bit. I'm kind of re-engaging, disengaging. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull the enemies in a certain way. And it's kind of working, not really. I do finally call my mech suit. I do think this was a bad call-in, and I'll go into it a little bit and why. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world, but the bugs will kind of kill your mechs as well. They'll prioritize them as well, so you have to be a little careful. And where I put it, I wasn't really able to hold this position that well, so I kind of ended up falling back, and the mech ended up getting dropped. I couldn't tell where the fuck it was coming down, so I ended up warping like back this way, and I finally see it, and then it's kind of in such a weird position. I finally get into it, it's kind of stuck, and it's already getting wailed on. And sure, I'm able to get into it now and start making use of it, but it's already taken so much damage, it's already limping, and then it explodes. It's so fast. This faction is absolutely brutal. They are oppressive, so you have to be better about it than I was there. You cannot just call it in their face like that. Against normal bugs, I think that would work 100% of the time because they just don't have the ability to chase you like this faction does. But this faction, like I shot the Stalwart until it ran empty, and now I'm switching guns to just keep up the amount of fire heading down that that funnel of bugs towards me. And it still barely feels like enough. There's just so many bugs, and they are so fast. But we have made it through another bug breach. The mech did kind of do its job. It protected me a little bit. Obviously, that was most of a full mech wasted when I probably could have cleared the rest of all of those bugs with that mech. Here I finally have a little bit of breathing room to focus on the Shriekers in the sky. And then I start killing whoever is the fastest of the patrol coming in, which is this Alpha Warrior and then that Predator Stalker around that corner. Yep, I'm clearing up whatever is left because I don't want them stabbing me in the back the moment I start doing this terminal. Once I feel I have enough space, I start doing the terminal. And yep. And it's going pretty good, honestly. So far, we have, I think, 3 side objectives, maybe? Yeah, 3. 2 spore spewers, 1 sugar nest, and then I'm thinking that looks like LiDAR over there, potentially. Hard to tell, but we're doing pretty good, especially considering how difficult this faction can be. We get this done, and then reload before I resupply. And I'm probably going to take 2 resupplies. Well, I'm going to engage this patrol first. Yep. Diving backwards is very good. It increases ergonomics. Excuse me. So your aim's a little better. It allows you to put a little more distance in between you and them, which can be the lifesaver. It can be the difference maker. Always shoot center mass on these. There's no like real like boon for aiming for weak points. I mean, like it does more damage, yes, but with the amount of them and how easy they are to kill already, you just want to be killing as many as possible. All right. Now I think I start heading over to this nest down here. Now, I am a little undetected at this point, so I should try and get... Nope, I'm not even going to try and get a hole before they notice me. I'm just going to hop right into it. Fair enough. Yet another bug breach. It feels like every single time you're coming up... that was really bad. Warping into a patrol like that could have been death. Somehow, not only did it work out, but I didn't even need a stim. I just basically jumped backwards and just... held the fucking trigger down on a Stalwart and just spun in a fucking circle and just shot everything available. This faction is the fucking definition of a high target density faction. Like you can like they are lurking around every corner everywhere. You can kill so many of them. Honestly, with this mission, this is a great example of how good the Ultimatum can be if you can hit heads reliably. I have killed so many Bile Titans in one shot this mission. Now, I have a marker dropped further down on the map, and at the time of recording, or at the time I was playing, I believed it to be a stalker nest. I do know that it's not, but that is a little bit spoilers. That is where I'm currently heading. Because I'm kind of curious what all of my side objectives are, because I don't know them all yet. I think about 3. I've done 3 of them, and I think I know where LiDAR is, but I don't know if we have another one. So I'm assuming this could be a stalker layer. Now I end up running up to it right now, and it ends up just being a POI. But it is always important to check if you're going for the full clear, just because it would be way better for me to look at it while I'm here, rather than find out that this was a stalker layer when I'm like halfway across the map after I finish up LiDAR, you know? So it does save time by looking here, and I do end up getting some supplies, but realistically, it is a little unfortunate. All I can do is like jot this down for the future and remember this is not what a stalker layer looks like on the map.
Tagging map.
But yep, here I am now looking for the easiest way across. Now there is like the smallest little land bridge to the southwest of the mega nest, which is going to be like directly east from where I pick up this package. So that is probably going to be my heading, and then we're just going to run past the mega nest. Now, one of the upsides to this build is that when you are carrying a side objective, like the SSD or whatever, I forget what the actual thing is called for this, but whenever you're carrying that, the crossbow is one-handed. So you might not have access to the Stalwart, but you do have access to the crossbow at the very least. You're not forced just into using the Ultimatum, which can be miserable. So I grab this, and I start heading for the little land bridge. Yep. Thus far, the mission's going pretty good. We are a little tight on time. The Mega Nest could take a while. We still have the entirety of like the primary main objective to do. I opt to go around this patrol because I don't really want to engage it with just the crossbow at the moment. I want to wait until I can drop this into a safe place and begin re-engaging enemies with the Stalwart. Now here you can see the land bridge that I'm coming across. Now I don't know if you can make it across this without a mobility backpack, and I honestly personally just didn't want to test it because I was worried that if there was not land under there and it made me swim, it would drop the SSD and immediately fail the mission. So I opted to just wait and then warp. But you can always take the guess if you're not too chuffed about losing occasionally. I start heading to towards main objective because I don't really want to start doing the Mega Nest. I wouldn't mind it if I got like an easy angle on a bug hole, but right now I'm just seeing a ton of heavy units in there, like Spore Chargers, Impalers, etc. And I'm thinking this doesn't look that very easy to get in on. I do see that one hole there that I might be able to take. I do ultimatum him though, and then I shoot that one hole, and I never even dropped the SSD because I switched between the crossbow and the ultimatum, which are both one-handed weapons. And we start heading towards main objective. We want to drop this off and then probably either start doing the Mega Nest or hit the Heavy Nest north on the map, or even start heading towards LiDAR. Now I dropped the SSD here right outside because I know that trying to walk into the main objective would kind of be suicide. So I start engaging all the different bugs guarding the main objective before I start bringing the SSD in, just because I know it's more efficient this way. I am kind of waiting for him to call bug breach so I can either drop napalm or start calling down a mech suit, because it is high time to get back into the non-stop combat that this faction brings. Now I throw a gas grenade on that patrol. They finally call bug breach. I drop orbital napalm. I did drop resupply right outside this, and now I'm heading back towards the Mega Nest. And the goal here was basically, now that they have started spawning, and this will clear the main objective for me. This will deal with the bug breach. I'm kind of holding this position because I don't really want to commit going all the way back to the Mega Nest, because the orbital napalm's not that long. I don't know where that guy went. That guy went right over my head. Jesus. I don't really know what happened. He looks like he like tried to jump right as I killed him, but the big ones don't really jump that often. But we can see like orbital napalm's done. It kind of looks like the bug breach is gone. The message goes away. I'm like, okay, well, honestly, this isn't that bad. We'll ultimatum the charger, and then we'll get back in there. I kill the big guy, and I switch to the crossbow to kill the little guys. It is just a little more ammo efficient. Actually, it might be about the same. I don't really know. I haven't run the numbers on that. But we grab the SSD, and we can finally start the main objective. We still have Mega Nest and Heavy Nest and possibly LiDAR, maybe more. But this is what we start with. I want to get this terminal probably to the first like loading bar, and then go from there. So, oh, that pouncer snuck right up on me. And I got really lucky that that crossbow bolt hit the pouncer right as the hunter was going right over him. So it killed him anyways. I did just use the crossbow for basically this entire little patrol. I don't think they were able to call bug breach yet. It just hadn't been enough time yet. But we are kind of just constantly checking our map just to make sure I know where the next enemies are coming from. I do drop a pin on that just to see what it is, and I ping it through the trees. It is indeed LiDAR. This is good news. Thankfully, there's no bugs around, or the only bugs around are down there, but I'm able to basically kill the majority of that patrol, and then... Oh, well, I couldn't kill the majority of the patrol. I do check this one more time, and then I kind of just think, okay, maybe I have enough time to get this done. And then I don't have orbital napalm again, so maybe I can get this done and then kind of fall back to LiDAR. I throw gas to give me just a little bit extra time while I try and work on the terminal, probably. I really should have stayed for the terminal because I think there's one prompt and then it's another loading bar. But it is what it is. When you get pushed off, you get pushed off. Switch to the Stalwart because they are back to playing in like basically in my face and on top of me again. We have to reload, so we turn around and just start running and watching what's coming next. Basically kill everything we can see. We want to drop resupply over here, and then back to killing. There is just so many enemies, and these bushes do not help. This planet, it's rough to play on. This mission was not good for my heart. It was just like constantly. You always hear the audio of stalkers, and you're just constantly firing, killing so many enemies. Dropping gas grenade to give me a little space. That guy just doesn't give a fuck. He just runs right through before the gas grenade can even detonate. We focus up on getting my reload full all the way off. Kill everything nearby. And basically what I'm doing now is I'm heading towards LiDAR. I didn't really need to at this point because the bug breach had ended. But when you know like where there's a certain amount of enemies, I do light that on fire. I didn't really need to. I thought there was a couple enemies closer, so I figured it wasn't that bad of an idea. Now, luckily, this place is only guarded by stalkers, and I don't think stalkers can call bug breaches. But even then, I think it would have been a little too early for them anyways. But this is a great place to hold because they have to like take this little ramp up. So I basically just start holding up here. I stim before using the terminal just in case I take any gas damage. Because if I took gas damage right as one pounced, that could very easily be the end of me. Alright, I'm seeing the sheer amount of them just building up down there. One of them jumps right up. That's a little terrifying. Another one burrows up. At this point, I realize this is no longer feasible to hold. So I leave because I have to reload. So they could have just pushed me through at that point. But now that my reload is all the way done, I opt to head all the way north. I do think the LiDAR tower was raising, so this isn't that bad of an idea. It's not terrible on time because the LiDAR is still getting done because it's raising itself. I do the Ultimatum, get that, gets the bug hole next to it. That was a crazy warp. Not like a crazy warp, but it ended up being a dangerous warp because I warped basically in range to a stalker. You just get to a point where you're shooting anything that moves. This planet is brutal. Another bug breach. Napalm Barrage is up. We drop that shit. Fire and forget. We are getting out of there. We're running low on stamina, but we're just gonna basically whenever you can run by a chokehold point and you can like run over there, you want to chill there for a second. Now I'm trying to get this bug nest hole through the smoke, but I can't even see it properly. So at a certain point, it was a fool's errand. I used the crossbow a little bit to clean up a little bit of the people who made the fire to chase me. And we should be able to return to LiDAR and get that done fairly quickly because we got through the majority of the prompts already. So this is one of the last things we have to do for LiDAR, and then this will show us if I'm missing any side objective. Now I am stimming after any amount of damage just because they can kill you so fast. You have to be careful at all times. It's why I took Vitality Booster over Experimental Infusion. Typically, on the bug front, bot front, whatever, I can typically know when I'm going to take damage. So Experimental Infusion just makes more sense because I can pre-stim rather than Vitality Booster, and it'll give me the same amount of damage reduction anyways. But for this, you never know. And like even in the first like, I don't know, like couple minutes of playing this mission, I got dropped to like 1 health by one enemy that came up behind me and just did a fuck ton of damage. And if I did not have Vitality Booster, I would have died. So that's why I took Vitality Booster on this mission. Otherwise, I typically prefer Experimental Infusion. What else? I've covered the Warp Pack. It's really, really good. The Stalwart shines when almost all of the enemies you're dealing with are light penetration. The crossbow becomes your de facto support weapon, allowing you to do bug holes and everything else. I dropped the mech suit with the intention of doing the mega nest. Now, typically, the Emancipator is a lot better for doing mega nests, but at this point, I was just kind of like, okay, I need something to like kind of get the mega nest going. I reload the Stalwart because I want to be absolutely fresh when I come out of that mech suit because I don't know how I'm going to come out of it. I don't know if I'm going to come out of it after it being destroyed or if I'm going to end up abandoning it. And if it's the worst case scenario, I want to be prepared. So I start walking towards the mega nest. And this is like, this is the point of bringing the Patriot Mech Suit. So you can pressure these kinds of objectives. And like the first thing I'm noticing is that compared to earlier when I walked by it, this place is essentially abandoned. There is so few impalers, and there's no bile titans. There's nothing more than like chaff units in here, which is fantastic. Normally I would consider it a waste to use the rockets on bug holes, but I will take it. I will take it when I can get it. And this is like the first good stroke of luck. Now there is a bug hole on my left here that I walked by. I just kind of didn't see it. I thought it was mixed in with like where the egg was. So I walked right by it, and I will potentially have to come back for it. I am killing everything as fast as I can when we come across it to make sure that nothing can cause a bug breach, because I really don't want to deal with it. Now that is 10 out of 11. The one left is the one I walked by, but I don't know that yet, so I'm going to keep walking in circles until I notice it, basically. If you're wondering where I got the colors for this mech suit, it is the blue and gold from the Force of Law War Bond. I shoot the charger twice. I think I hit his leg, but once you strip the armor, you can just light them up with the Gatling gun. I end up walking back into the nest here and heading towards, finally towards the hole. And I am noticing it. I ping it. I realized I walked by it earlier, but the good thing is I can use this mech suit to cover me, and it is really efficient at killing all the stalkers. Yeah, the machine gun, it works just as well as the Stalwart. This machine gun on the mech suit I think is medium penetration, but realistically you don't need anything more than light for a predator strain, but it works just the same. And we want to clear as much of this bug breach as possible before we head through it. Now we do see the Bile Titan coming out up in the back. It is kind of a shame. We're killing as much as we can here. I do shoot all three and basically run through the rest of my ammo there, or the rest of my rocket ammo. Now as I'm walking back here, I would like to walk up to engage the Impaler, but I'm worried he's going to destroy my mech suit, so I end up using just a little bit of the ammo to kill some of the tentacles so that I can hop out, because I don't think I can really effectively push the Impaler, so I end up just running around to go back to the main objective from here. And I think I got the main objective to about one prompt away from completion. So it would be nice at this point to run up and do that heavy bug nest, because we don't really want to fully complete the main objective until everything else is done, because it greatly upticks how many patrols you see. So, but we'll see. Maybe I will opt to actually finish the main objective, because I don't think the heavy nest is that much longer. We did already do LiDAR, and we can see that we have no other side objectives. So we can be happy with the fact that this is only 4 side objectives. And we can, yeah, I do decide to just finish the main objective. So that's the last prompt needed. We get that done, and then we start heading towards the heavy nest. Now, honestly, this is feeling pretty good. 2 minutes left, and we only have 3 holes on the heavy nest left. I'm pretty sure I have another napalm in the chamber, because we just got out of the mech suit and we didn't use anything else yet. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Like this was feeling like a solid mission. And if you notice, 5 reinforcements. I haven't even died yet against a faction that is known for its oppressiveness and how fast it can kill you and how just unrelenting it is. I was feeling pretty good. But as I will remind you, even if my performance here inspires you, never ever get overconfident against this faction. They are brutal. Look at this patrol that just spawned and is just fucking rocking my shit. They just came out of nowhere. Entire patrol. Now I get like one last chance. They're calling a bug breach. Nail that bug nest from that far. I do pre-stim this, and I should drop napalm. Yep. I get in the codes for it. I drop napalm here. It's not directly on the bug breach, but it's in a place where it should cover me. That warp up the hill failed, but I'm turning around. I'm killing everything on me, and I am heading towards this resupply. Now we have about a minute before things get really dicey, where we need to start thinking, how are we like ensuring my way out of here? So I pick up that resupply. Now there was another bit of supplies I could have picked up, which I end up going back for, it appears. So now I'm full up on everything. I marked that very tip, that land bridge that I crossed originally as well. I guess I didn't want to go back up towards the bug breach. I think this does make a lot of sense. Just because it can be scary. Now I do end up calling basically everything I could need. Now what I try and do here is a little silly. It doesn't work, but I will talk through my thought process. I know I'm going to be on the other side of this, so I try and call the resupply across the lake. It doesn't work, and I'm able to call that stratagem after the time because I put it in beforehand. But that resupply, I tried to call it into the other side of the thing. You can see no beacon. I didn't quite make the throw all the way across. It's a little bit of a shame. It would have been cool if it worked. But now we have 3 minutes. We're making it down to the land bridge, and honestly, at this point, there's not much more I have to do. I don't have any objectives to push. There's no stratagems I need to do. We can kind of just chill. I am kind of aggravating this patrol nearby just because I can. I want to kill whatever's near me. Make sure I'm enforcing my personal space boundaries with bullets. I keep opening my map to make sure nothing's coming up behind me. That ping behind me is also basically working as a radar and showing. The last of that patrol basically dies pretty much in that gas grenade I dropped. And this is a great place to hold because nothing can really come up behind me because of the lake behind me that I can cross on the land bridge. It is unrealistic to expect a patrol to spawn in and try and use that to cross. So I was using it to kind of watch my back, but at this point I'm thinking, okay, I want to get a little closer to the resupply on the other side of the lake. So we will hop across this real quick. Again, I decide not to risk it. And I ping my supplies. And we basically just want to chill right up until we leave. That is the goal. You don't want to get cocky because, as I said, the Predator strain is brutal. If you lapse concentration for even just a moment, they can kill you. Now here, yet again, I decide to aggro another patrol. And I'll be honest with you. Actually, I don't think that was a patrol. I think that was just the two that spawned guarding this POI. But I'll be honest with you, at this point, I was getting a little cocky. The entire mission, no deaths, full cleared, chilling after in the overtime. Like we were doing pretty good. Now I saw just a couple of red dots near my resupplies. So this is a patrol. I do drop a gas grenade and I shoot those that I can. But I do think I saw one call for bug breach. And I'm like, okay, well, we can kill a couple bugs while we're waiting before we have to get out of here. Drop another gas grenade. We do want to save the last one just in case of a case, you know. But yeah, I'm taking some pot shots. Feeling good about myself. And I'm thinking, okay, about 15 seconds. Maybe we want to start heading towards the extract. But while we're doing this, we do want to watch our back just in case. Yep, as you can see there, they are very, very fast. Even with me running and warping, they can keep up very, very effectively. See this guy to the right? Just do a quick little kill on him. Make sure there's nothing behind me. And then I'm dead. Just like that. In other games, overconfidence might be a slow and insidious killer. In this game, overconfidence kills you very, 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 very fast. Yeah, the Stalker just basically walked up, did one hit, and then restarted his combo to start the 2-hit combo over, even after he did the first hit previously. It's because he did like a little stutter step because I was mid-dive animation. Yeah. I do think the build works really, really well. Now, I think if you play like me, at the end there, where you get overconfident and you start taking all these stupid fights, the same shit's going to happen to you. It does kind of suck a little bit. For stats, I got 1,162 kills, 7,000 shots fired, 4,264 shots hit, 1 death, 27 stims used. It was a hell of a game. just watch your back, I guess. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This was a ton of fun mission. Love Predator Strain. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.